with an emphasis on, see, people need to understand that the white illegitimacy rate for people who don't finish high school 30 years ago, it was 50%. Half of the white kids whose parents don't finish high school are bastards. That's 30 years ago, so it's probably 60% now. Um, in order to save the family, the white family, they're going to make laws across the board to demand that in order for women to get social benefits, they're going to need to be married. In fact, people need to understand that aid to dependent families and children, AFDC, initially came out of things that go back to the Civil War and it expanded. We call it welfare, but aid to families with dependent children. The whole idea was families. When they wanted to snag up black folks, they changed it to kick the black men out. And it's interesting. Black men are gentlemen. Let's just remind you, for all of the black women, all the liar ass black women out there, and there are a lot of you that act as if white men are more liberal, are more kind, more everything than black men are. When white men were at their peak in 1900, I mean, ruling the entire world, could their women vote? The answer is no. The answer is no. When white men had ruled Australia everywhere, white men basically were not doing a lot of stuff for white women. They just didn't. Black men started advocating for black women to have the right to vote, the black abolition, going back to the 1830s. I talk about with almost sit down and think about this. So folks seem to forget. Black men weren't the ones that held women back. It was white men, white male dominant society, denied women. But when you talk to a lot of these blowfish face, rude, overweight, loudmouth, traitor, backstabbing pork chops out here, you would think that black men have just stood in women's way all these years. Really? Who's Madam C.J. Walker? Did black men stop her? Did black men stop Margaret Walker? Did black men stop Bessie Coleman? Did black men stop three-fourths of your black college students right after the Civil War were female? Did black men stop black women from getting an education? You know, black men didn't even get into the universities in consistent numbers with black women until the GI Bill. No other group of men in the world has ever gone as far out of the way to advance their women as black American men have. And black American men get what? We get bullshit and hatred. There's no other group that comes out of slavery and says, you know what, we don't want our women taken advantage of. We want our women to have something other than having to be a maid. Let's send our girls to school and our boys, we'll keep them on the farms. They'll work and we'll protect our girls. That's when patriarchy did. Now we have matriarchy, and it's interesting. You can go to a black campus and the black females outnumber the men 7-1, 10-1. And you know what? It doesn't bother traitor black women. So wait a minute. You're going to get all of these college educated females, and yet you're not going to look out to make certain that's a commiserate number of educated men that could blend with them. This is on your watch, feminist women, feminist traitor black women. You guys, I mean, what? Y'all so powerful. This is your epoch. What the hell have you done? Compare that to when black men ran the family. Like almost 90% of the kids had a dad in the home. When black women took over, it went to shit. Right? It's think about when you had matriarchy. Where are movements? Where's any change? Show me a boycott start. This hoes too busy spending money. You don't see no real boycotts. Now I'm gonna give that to you. Rosa Parks, they the Montgomery bus boycott was a great idea. And the men and women worked together to do that. But I want to remind again, and that's why the women's studies programs are very toxic. They breed hatred against Black men. White men with all the power did not support white women voting. As soon as Black men got any political power influence in the Reconstruction governments, they began working to allow women to inherit everything that white men didn't do for white women. And white women don't dare treat white men with the same disrespect that Black women treat Black men. And Black women assume Black men have never done anything, right? So it's crazy. And and you know what? The people who hate us know that they can tap into this man hate energy, which is why these illegals get more things coming into this country unlawfully with Kamala Harris's help and others. And what does Kamala Harris and them offer Black people, in particular Black women? You can kill his baby. She's on a kill Black baby tour. Murder Black folks. And that's our Black sister. Because Black women said that this broad who's an Indian is a Black American. If Black men got behind a white man that was talking about killing Black babies, Black women would be outraged. In fact, if Black men got behind the omnisexual white man who was talking about killing Black babies, Black women would be outraged. Well, you don't think that Kamala's a freak? I really do believe that Kamala Harris is like Jane. She swung both ways like Tarzan. So you get this degenerate woman who's never had a child, who probably has her own parking space at the Planned Parenthood clinic and where she's living in California, that this becomes someone that people are proud of, that they could literally trot this female around who's jailed Black women. Oh, yes, she did. And covered up for Black women being killed and captured, which Kamala Harris did. And not a damn peep. And yet, I have to laugh. But then again, I'm not going to laugh. I'm going to just say to you that the feminist gone wild, it's over. That's the thing I want to tell you. It's over. There used to be a time that this stuff would last. Now it's over. That's why you see. By the way, you don't see any of your Black female groups talking about all the contracts that are being canceled. The diversity, equity, and inclusion stuff is gone. The affirmative action is gone. A lot of sisters are being fired and riffed all over the country. You know what? You're not hearing anything. You have a Black woman head of HUD. She's not saying anything about the record numbers of homeless Black women. You have a person in charge of housing in the country is a Black woman who's allegedly a stud. So she's really beat for women because, they munch carpet. Surely she cares about women. It's a damn lie. Let me just say this. I have never in all my life and all my research found any woman that comes to power that goes out of her way to help women. That's politically elected. That's all of it. It's not how it is. Women that get power do not help women. Fannie Willis screwed the Black teachers in Georgia. Lori Lightfoot screwed the Black teachers in Chicago. The mayor of D.C., Bowser, has screwed Black senior females. Karen Bass in California is doing nothing for homeless Black women. Actually, I'm going to just say this to you. Everything good that happened to Black people in the last 50 years have tended to happen when you had Black male mayors with machines. It has never happened with Black women in elected office. Not in Baltimore, not in Atlanta. In fact, when the women get in, they've tended to hand stuff over to the gays, illegals, and whites. You almost never see a city go from a Black male mayor to a white mayor, but you might see that in these places. So let me just say this to you. Baltimore, when did the people riot? Black female mayor. DC, when did the people riot last? Black female mayor. In Chicago, when were the people rioting? A Black female mayor. Atlanta, when were the Black people rioting? A Black female mayor. Wake the hell up. When the Black women get in there in particular, if they're Greek or whatever, they don't give a damn about anybody but their friends. They're selfish, they're petty, they're catty. They only help a few. That's how a lot of women are as people. And when they go into politics, they're the same goddamn way. Am I saying all women in politics are like that? No. But I've noticed most are. If with 30 plus Black women in Congress, if they gave a goddamn about women and children, where's the legislation to protect these women that die during childbirth? In fact, I was in a meeting up in the Capitol. There was a white woman. Black women are disproportionately targeted by trafficking. Do you know not one Black woman in Congress would work with the coalition that was trying to get laws passed to protect women from trafficking? Those are all the Black bitch politicians in the CBC that y'all are so proud of. Like that Crockett bitch down in Texas that's always tossing her weave and mouthing off at Republicans. By the way, when areas start getting gentrified really, really bad sometimes, it's not just sorry Black men. Houston's being gentrified. Who's the long-serving congressperson? Sheila Jackson Lee. DC's being gentrified. The worst gentrification in the country. Who is our congressperson? Eleanor Holmes Norton. Dallas, heavily gentrified. Who was the long-serving congressperson? Eddie Bernice Reagan, or Bernice Ed, whatever. You know, the one that died in her own excrement that the family said. I'm looking at this and I'm saying, wow, wow. And see, we don't have these conversations because normally most Black dudes, they just want some food and some ass. Really, we're very basic. So, and because sisters make it such a premium when basically food and ass it's almost like a bread and water going to a restaurant. You don't even have to eat a whole meal. You can walk out. Yes. I mean, other cultures, I mean, folks want to be worshiped and taken care of and pampered for the rest of their lives because you can do two basic things. What about multitasking in relationship? Like that includes being loyal, being faithful, being, prudent with money, being a real mother. If you break up, don't poison the kids against the dad. Handle stuff in house, not calling the police to swat the man whenever you can't win a conversation or disagreement. Well, that stuff is over. And it's going to be very, very interesting to watch. I was having a conversation with one of my sister friends. I think she's on here right now. And she told me about this woman that's looks like she's in her 50s. And they said they're kind of cute. Well, kind of means not really. Okay. Never ever tell me about someone that's kind of cute. They're not cute. Kind of is sort of. Sort of means not really. That's one. No, we don't want to talk to women our age. Historically, men who may take a longer time to come into their fortune marry younger women in order to provide a better life for their children, which means they may postpone marriage or they may, and they get a younger person. So, yeah, she said, well, oh, you're going to get a young person? Yeah, nigga, I'm going to get a younger person. When women get young men, it's cougars. It's only bad when men get a woman that they want. That whole lock, this manipulative bullshit that our pork chop feminists are on, that shit's out. It's out. In fact, come on, man, we gotta honor Kevin Sanders. I just want to do
Well,
this,
well,
man.
well, brother Short, we always got to let you get yours in,
Thank
being the illustrious host of
you. Mm.
the
And you
Angry
know what?
Black Man's
One thing we
Book
didn't
Club
talk
at
about.
Talk.
What
Uh,
remember that case up in Jersey?
you know what?
What?
Before we go there, brother Doctor
Okay.
Short, we got to honor the the Messiah himself.
Okay. Well, you know what? Give me 1 second. I gotta get my frankincense. We gotta pour a libation for this,
Okay,
brother.
yes, sir, yes.
Yes, sir. I need to keep this bottle in here for Kevin.
Well, in the meantime, we got the other brothers on the stage while our gracious host gets his libation to pour out. We got my brother Q from Let's Talk 2, my brother Q. And then I'm gonna go back to my brother Lone Wolf, and I got my brother Twiz in here. Peace to you, brother Q.
What's going on, brothers?
What's happening with you,
Hey,
man?
man, just going about it. Listen to Dr. Short's opening monologue, and you know, I was sitting here listening to and watching the sister comments, Queen WD, where she said she hates feminism.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Feminism is here to replace her,
Come on, come on.
and more sisters, definitely in their mid 40s, 50s, 30s, need to fight back.
Hmm.
As what's happening is the men are being attacked for taking their place, their rightful place
Come on
as
with
the
it.
the patriarchy.
That's right.
And remember years ago when they came out with the phrase "toxic masculinity," which is bullshit, nothing but a white supremacy phrase.
Well, I'm a toxicity king. We are toxicity kings.
The what our sisters need
Amen.
to
Amen.
realize is that the white man in this country don't want nothing from them but to shake their ass on Instagram.
Easy, brother Q.
Mm.
Go ahead. So talk that talk, Q.
I
Talk.
mean, that's where that's where we really see our women, unfortunately, climbing up the ladder. You got to
Or,
go up there,
or
and
humping up the ladder.
it's funny because you literally see it. They start out, they say they modeling for Fashion Nova and like these type of companies.
Not the Fashion Nova.
They start out. Unfortunately, they start out
Oh
wearing
my.
clothes, and the next thing you know, they might have a one piece on, or then have an OnlyFans. It's really sad. And it's a trap that unfortunately our women continue falling for over and over and over, because these are the same women that cheered when Kevin Samuels died. Cheered. But this is the type of society that we get into. We at Code Red, man. We ain't in the position to be walking around here partying, happy, celebrating nothing. We are in a bad situation. And those of us who are trying to speak about it, do some action about it, establish good family homes, and then call to it, they look at us as the bad guys. They look at us as you're misogynistic. What? I'm a man. Masculinity is innate in men. Why are you trying to take my innate ability away from me? They don't ask women to do that. Well, you know, in some cases they do. So,
But the fact that they can ask is the problem. We let people ask. You wouldn't dare do this to others. You know, I just want to do a shout out. I have a friend named Oscar Hernandez, who's in Havana, Cuba. I haven't ever, I'm just saying hi to him. In Cuba, even with everything jacked up, men are still men. Even when you're running out of cooking oil and sugar and bread, a man is a man. We're the only men where your manhood is, it's transitory and it's situational. It's the same thing as our civil rights. Well, if he's broke, he's nobody. And even when he's rich, you're not happy. You can't wait to divorce him and take his money away from him. We're the only men that accept this. And I have to come back and blame black men for not, and I'm going to say this, and I'm not talking about getting your asshole blown out. I talk to both of you. I talk to a range of very good brothers all the time. I talk to a chef. I mean, I love these brothers. It ain't a sex thing. And because we got a little bit of respect for each other, we can get things done. We live in a culture that has made black male solidarity or our ability to come together deviant. Black male unity is seen as deviant on all sides. Black men that give a damn about each other is deviant. Now, women liking each other isn't deviant. Black men getting along is deviant. In fact, let there be a gang truce. Let black men agree to stop killing each other and watch the FBI, the police, and everybody insist that black men fight and kill each other. Because our, basically, I'm going to just call it, as long as we have this brother fucker, macho bitch mindset, okay, where we're against one another instead of for one another. I should, and it's hard. I mean, you're always dealing with black men that will stab you or rip off or scam you or game you. I could be, I mean, there are people probably scamming me right now I don't know anything about, because we have a culture of basically chicks with dicks. That's what a lot of black men are. They're chicks with dicks. They don't act like men. Every other group, everywhere I've been in the world, and I've been to a few places, South America, Central America, the Caribbean, Africa, the Middle East, Asia, Europe, Australia. All the men have some kind of code where they can work together and support one another. I've the only group of men I've noticed that are always at each other's throats and are catty are Black American men. And it's interesting for all of this. I'm so hard. Like, I see a bunch of cosplay asshole black men out there saying stuff like, well, man, if I like her, I'm going to raise the other man's 6 kids because a man does that. Bullshit. A simp does it. I even saw these stupid ass black men, the kind of dudes I hope go to Colombia and someone shoots their ass, that were criticizing men that use pot handles to cook with. Chef, you're a cook. They made using pot handles gay. Chef, you're a cook.
Listen,
could you cook without pot?
Hold on, brother Short. Don't get me triggered, because listen, I cook a meal and I'll take their wives easy. If hate on me all you want, if I ever cooked, you don't have your wife no more.
Yeah.
So yeah, make it. They can make it whatever the hell they want. Just don't let her eat none of my food. Then.
But my point is, you see these black men fighting over stupid bullshit, fake bragging rights online. Like, I don't use a pot holder. So some asshole's gonna get 3rd-degree burns in their hands.
Dumb nigga shit.
Because they're trying to prove that they're straight. And yet, you'll bitch about pot holders, But not all these secret societies that everybody respects, where you have all the homoerotic behavior and initiations. That's okay. Just don't use a potholder. And also, um, I'm a man, so I've met these dudes. They can work. They think they can work with these pork chops, and you know what? A large number of black men die earlier because they're dealing with a broad who has a mouth like an Uzi or an AK that's constantly bitching and nagging nonstop, and it's killing them. That's another reason we die earlier. It's the people we deal with. Um, my health has improved since I stopped dealing with a couple of females. They're bad for your health. I just learned about a female I did all kinds of stuff for, and they were constantly working against me as I saved their damn life. And it wasn't enough to make them treat me with respect as a black man. My thing is, now, well, then die, nigga. Nope. I don't take their calls. I'm not gonna take their damn calls. I can't do it. I mean, you can text me, you can send me an email, and you can even say you're sorry, and I'll forgive them. Can we be friends? Like, no, we can't. We can't, right? But we have these types of black dudes. They're like Lot in Sodom. In the Bible, Lot is a dude that was in Sodom who managed to live in a city where they had like gangs of folks or groups of men that would gang rape other men in town. And that was, I guess, their version of soccer or Monday Night Football. Well, anyway, maybe that's where the first huddle was. Anyway, look, a lot of black men have gotten used to this feminism and they think that it's cool because they've been warped. Again, like the frog sitting in the boiling water. Because you can accommodate and endure these highly toxic, negative women doesn't mean you're very manly. What it means is that, you're faggotish. You're weak. If you were really strong as a man, you'd have enough sense to walk away, to get the hell away from a woman that doesn't show you full honor. If you honor her, she should honor you. Like I said, I dealt with this person. They're disrespectful, all of that. Fuck, I gotta get out of here. I'm not going to put my hands on anyone. I'm not going to beat anyone. I'm not going to curse anyone. In fact, the best way to hurt a feminist, a pork chop feminist, is to abandon her and don't leave her with the child to remind her of you, because your child will pay for it. Like that woman with the naked kid in the Walmart, and there are a whole bunch of women supporting her. Did y'all see that? The woman who obviously didn't like the father of the child. So you have a baby and a trash bag and a bass cart, and you're hitting the baby with frozen food. That's despicable. Or the other story, brother Chef. Remember the woman up in New Jersey or wherever she was that was screwing the mechanic and they died from carbon monoxide?
Come on. I gotta hold on. Let me mute.
You can put that up there. Share that with them. Oh yes, she did.
She was getting her pipes cleaned.
Well, no, she was getting a tune-up.
She was getting work up under. She was getting some work done up under the hood.
A full service tune-up.
A full service
He
tune-up.
got the catalytic converter clean.
And you know what? And he checked her oil.
Hey, Dr. Short, you mind if I contribute to your spill, man?
Please.
Because
I
what
don't
you're
care.
saying is a lot of what I was raised upon.
Ahead,
my dad always told me that we are living in a generation of men that's raised by women, so we don't know how to be men. You know what I'm saying? And coming from my generation, Gen X, that come from, or I should say, we're victims of the drug era. It's a lot of boys and young men that didn't have fathers to grow up on, so they don't know how to be men. So as I got older, all my dad words start coming into fruition. And as he always said, experience is going to be your best teacher. And as I start going through it, boom. He said something what you said too. He always told me that, boy, one day you're going to come across a situation with a woman to where you're going to have to walk away. He said, you're going to want to hurt her and you're going to want to kill her. But he said, boy, I tell you, walk away. And when that situation came, Dr. Short, I walked away. And you are 100% correct. I walked away scot-free. I didn't put my hands on her, even though it hurted like hell, because she swung on me and gave me a black eye. You know what I'm saying? I walked away, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't have no kids by her. And when I heard from her a year later, she was pregnant with her child. You know what I'm saying? We were broke up 7 months, and she was 4 months pregnant with her son. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, as some people say, I got away scot-free. And it's another thing you said earlier. Look, I just want to land on this, though. I just want to land on this on what you said. You said your dreams. I trust my dreams as well. You know what I mean? That's how I found out that she was cheating on me, because I had a dream she was cheating on me in a Mexican that had a baseball hat, a white t-shirt, and 501 jeans on. The next 2 days later, I caught the motherfucker in the house with her, and guess what he had on? A baseball hat, t-shirt, and 501 jeans.
Oh, no.
When I walked in the house seeing anything, I fell to my knees. But pay attention to your dreams, because your dreams are premonitions of things to come. And I pay attention. So go ahead, Dr. Short.
Yeah, no, and I was just going to say to you, there are a whole lot of sisters out here. I want to just warn you, brothers, a whole lot of sisters out here that are going to screw these migrants. They're going to screw these migrants. They're going to screw these migrants. They're going to screw these migrants. And when they find out that these migrants are patriarchs, they're all from patriarchal countries, they're going to call black men to get in the middle of fights and other situations because they got a man that they couldn't handle. Please don't help. Tell them, treat that just like you would a black man. Call the police. Call the police.
Me and Chef went through something like that similar.
Call the police. Do not get involved. If you kick the guy's ass, it's a hate crime. And if she has any feelings for him, you know, a lot of these women are situational. 1 minute they want you to beat the guy's ass, then you beat his ass. I didn't want you to beat him that bad. Huh? Black men are gonna
hold on, brother. Sure. DW says some of y'all not gonna turn down that ass though.
Yeah, but that's okay. That's fine. What these guys need to be clear. For the black men, for the fagonists and the simps out there, the jails, they're building jails for you. Every day we see black men that went jail 10, 20, 30, 40 years for crimes they didn't commit. The system is set up for you to be gulagged. So if you've got to follow your dick wherever it leads you, you know, you're better off to us in lockup, because there's nothing that you stand for. There's nothing that you get behind. So we don't need everybody to achieve what we need as a community. As much as I hate mass incarceration, as much as I hate all kinds of social injustice, a whole lot of black women who raise these weak ass men, and these men that think that anything that you do to get pussy is worth it. If that is how you live, that's how you die. Live by the dick, die by the dick. That's how I feel about that. It doesn't matter to me. Fagonists and simps, they're the bodies that Brother Juan and I are going to walk over. We're going to walk over you. Do not call me.
Hold on. With that being said, we got to let the wolf speak on this. You got to let, because
Simps and wimps.
Because the lone wolf has no problem. He's made no qualms about this. Walking over your carcass.
Yeah, and bring your sound up, Chef. Your sound goes down. I don't know what's up with that, but it's gone down.
Can y'all hear me? I think I'm pretty loud over on this.
I can hear you pretty good, but hey, Chef, sometimes it go in and out because I couldn't hear Dr. Short. That's why I had to drop in and out, because Dr. Short kept going out. You know what I'm saying?
Copy. Brother Lone Wolf, what say you about these these immigrants. This migrant thing is annoying me. People saying migrant. These are
illegals, sir.
Illegals.
You know, and brother Juan, you know, a lot of they're gonna have a lot of fucking Anthony Dominguez busting down a lot of Black American women getting that green card. You know, we got a lot of simps too. They gonna finally get the dream of that exotic and get caught up. And she gonna burn his shit off, brother Lone Wolf. How do you walk over those carcasses too? Or you get that man a hand and tell him to look out for the dangers on the horizon?
Again, I walk over the carcasses. I think, as you guys know, let me give you a scripture. I figured normally when I do some things or when I stand on something, again, because I am a follower of the revolutionary Jesus Christ.
Mm.
So I believe we're going to deal with this because, again, so when I look at the situation, I look at two groups, the culture and me as a believer. And when the culture goes array, me as a believer, I must stand 10 toes down on the scriptures. So if I was to stand 10 toes down, I'm going to go to Exodus, right? Exodus 12 and 37. Okay. And it says, and the children of Israel journeyed from Ramesses to Succoth, about 600,000 on foot that were men beside children. And a mixed multitude went up also with them in flocks and herds and even very much cattle. But I want to put emphasis on a mixed multitude because many of us don't realize that. Why would the scriptures identify mixed multitude? What's the importance of the mixed multitude? Why not just say just the children of Israel left? Because the children of Israel didn't mingle, didn't mix with the multitude. They kept their identity. What am I saying? What we've been saying for the last couple of years about FBAs or ADOS or native indigenous. We've allowed the mixed multitude to blend in with us. And you can't make a distinction. And that's the problem. That's the problem. It wasn't just us leaving out of Egypt or the children of Israel. It was also a mixture of people. But they maintained their identity. So you folks coming over here and blending in. But yeah, before we even deal with that, I'm blaming the elder generation for not protecting the lineage, the bloodline, our culture, in their ability, in their desire to make one big Negro tent, one big colored tent. They did not protect all that we built, all that we developed, all the bills that was passed, trying to make the others, the mixed multitude, one big Negro. I got an issue with that. Because again, we're not supposed to love nobody more than we love ourselves. Okay? And we have perfected the art of loving others more than we love ourselves.
And brother, ain't nobody got time for that. We have integrated with them, but they haven't integrated with us. The boomers messed us up.
And so now we're playing catch up. And when I say that I am ready to walk over the carcasses of the traitors, of those who had good intentions, right? Good intentions is not always the best decision. And now we're playing catch up. We're trying to circle the wagon, protect those who need to be protected, who have the same mindset. Okay. But we also are identifying the traitors, the treasonous ones. Okay. If there's going to be a civil war, then guess what? It's going to be a civil war. Okay. And I welcome it. I literally welcome it. Why? Because look, we need to have a great reset.
Mm.
No, I don't put balance. But I understand this. There's some people who've been walking the earth, being traitors amongst our people with impunity.
Mm-hmm.
And it has to stop. That's why I don't like to have this conversation myself personally, because I'm a do person, not a talker. I'm a doer.
A hands-on man, a man of his hands.
You know? So again, if these, look here, because Dr. Short, you put so much on the table. You put a lot on the table. But at the same time, I'm ready for whatever. I'm just ready for whatever, family. And I'm gonna land this plane with that.
And
I just want to say, screw all you niggas over 40 with hair. My hair better than all y'all. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, 100%, man, because we are in a simp and wimp situation. And brother Longwolf, this is our first time having a sit down. Shout out to you, brother. I'm a man. I go by nature. I follow the laws of nature because I love animals, and as us being beings of that, I follow that. And when I look at things are so out of whack and so out of balance to where it's hard to get a foothold on what's going on right now. That's why I am in this room with 4-5 solid black ass men to where we could come together and come up with solutions instead of complaining about problems. See, that's the difference between men and women. Men know how to make shit happen. Women are emotional and they cry and they look for support. My dad always told me a man could never think with sympathy. He can never aim for sympathy. He can never be emotional, and he can never expect anybody to feel sorry for him, because as a man, that's something that ain't gonna never come your way. You know, nobody's gonna feel sorry for you. Nobody's gonna care. And as Jason Black always say, you are only good as you're producing. You know, we in a situation right now to where we have to stand 10 toes down, and everybody ain't gonna make it. But just as long as we got us in here, we can come up with some real solid ass solutions, because this is something that I always talked about. Dr. Short, remember I always told you we need to have a sit down and talk about this. This is something that's long overdue. We need men. We need alpha males. We need men that's not men that's more than just a sexual object between our legs, because I know how to say no. You know, a wise man told me most men get rich when they get in their 40s, because that's when they stop chasing women. Man, you know, women are a headache to me right now. I say, hey, I'm like them right now. I say no more than I say yes. And my biggest excuse in the world is I gotta go to work in the morning, so I don't got time for, you know how they say, oh, I got a headache, I'm tired. Mine's is I gotta go to work in the morning, so hey, I'll catch you later. You know what I mean?
Chef, see, this brother just did something, and I think it's perfect. Look, I think he's very inspirational. Thank you for being on the call. Look, we need to have a patriarchy conference.
100. I've been saying that.
We need a patriarchy conference. I don't know how to put it together, but we got chefs knows one thing. We can have a patriarchy conference. In fact, because I'll tell you, I'm kind of tired of, I'm not trying to attack the manosphere, but
no, say it.
All of
say
this
it because it need to be said. Fuck that. Say it. Because these weak ass, sensitive ass, emotional, henpecked, skirt riding ass niggas, they need to be told the truth, man. You know, like they said, you can't make an omelet without breaking an egg, Dr. Short. We need to start going hard, man. Because I know in your time and my time, they didn't have no sympathy for us. The elders didn't have no sympathy for me.
No.
My dad always told me, boy, if you don't believe me, go out there in them streets. If somebody don't want to listen, go out in them streets. Ain't nobody harder than the streets. Them streets gonna make a man out of you. And that's what a lot of these people need. Dr. Short, we need to take the click gloves off, man. It's survival of the fittest right now. I'm with you 100%,
Well,
but
we need a conference, and we also need ultimately an organization that, and how that's put together, that needs to be. We need a patriarchal organization. One of the key things that it needs to be holistic, right? And I'm not trying to be funny. For example, there should be a whole thing around law. Like, for example, if you were getting messed with by the family at law court, there should be a network wherein one can contact an attorney. Like, I have friends who have a problem. We reach out to my friends that have been through divorce, and we try to counsel people. Like, Chef, I need to get my guy in California on your show. He's got a child by this broad who's fucking a Mexican. Yes, I said it like that. In Mexico.
say
And he's
it.
paying child support from California. How can you take child support? He can't see his own child.
Dr. Short, I'm in California and I just fought that system. What do you need? I'm up here
Uh,
in the Bay Area and I just fought that system and I'm fighting them again because I paid them off in 2020. They still telling me that I owe them in 2024. And I called them. They said, you don't owe nothing. I'm like, well, why when I check my credit score, I'm getting late payments in 2023.
Oh
So
no.
yeah, if you
it-
need me, I'm here for it because I've been dealing with these
um,
cocksuckers up
uh,
here in Alameda County.
can you email me? My email's all over the place.
I send it to you. I get it from Chef, and we
And
gonna put
so,
it
yeah,
together.
and all I'll say to you is to meet the guy who's in LA. You know what I think is happening? Because it happened to me. You know, when I was applying to get health insurance, we've got this really happens to Black men. You apply for something, and somebody gave me 3 children and put them under my name. Mind you, I had to send in copies of my passport, everything, to verify who I was. They modified my name a little bit, and then they gave me 3 children. Had I not had I not caught that, I could have gotten arrested for being delinquent in child support, and I have no children, as much as I love children. Which meant, and I know this happens, you got sometimes these women are white, sometimes they're Latina, and sometimes they're Black women, and they target Black men within these bureaucratic jobs. And who would believe that someone would do that? But they do. And you end up, I was thinking, where the hell did you get 3 kids with 3 different last names as mine? I never said a thing about any children, wife. Where the hell did you get that from? And it was a scandal. So somebody wanted to put, and that way, if they had made these kids mine, they would have been entitled to benefits and all kinds of stuff off of me. If I hadn't checked, there are a lot of brothers, they don't pay attention to stuff. And then one day you could find yourself with the bench warrant for not paying child support for children. You know, by the time you get to the court, man, why are you gonna man up? You've never paid child. Of course, these kids are yours. And if they weren't yours, why'd you wait so long? You know, it's all, you know,
Oh
we're the only men that allow this to happen to each other. And that's when the first
Thank you,
places,
Hillary Clinton. Thank you, Hillary Clinton.
yeah, we have to go to war with child and family services. If you ever look at people who work as social workers, they're almost exclusively, if they're Black and male, they tend to be gay, and they're people outside of our community that handle our children. And these courts, I mean, you have. I've been to family law. All the folks are studs. Their job is to destroy a Black man when he gets in there. It doesn't matter how good a father, none of that means anything. They're going to run you through the ringer. I have a cousin right now who's been divorced from his first wife for over 30 years. Do you know he's still paying her $1,500 a month every month, 30 years later? She's still working and remarried.
no.
at these kinds of things. But you know what? The black men, I'm going to just say this to you. There was a case out west where some Latino men were in a meat packing factory and they wanted more money. They all, in the country unlawfully, went on strike and got their wages raised. You know, this happened to you, Lone Wolf, when you took on your former employer. Weren't you alone? There are people who knew everything you said was true. That real men stand on principles. Real men will take some hell for another righteous man. We're not like that. We tend to say, you know what? That's your problem, even though it could happen to me. As long as it doesn't happen to me, I don't care about what happens to you. So we're the only men that actually, the way we address problems is very feminine. We do things like women. We scatter or we fall apart. We do not coalesce as men and say, I don't want this happening to anybody. There's a baseline that we all must have. This is not how we function, but this is where this conference and a group, even if we just target two things like access to credit or something, my brothers, I do not have all the answers. I don't even have an answer, but I do know if enough of us get together, we could target one place or two places and say, this is going to be our project. We're going to do something. We're going to talk to black farmers and target a way for us to have green grocery stores in every neighborhood where we can. We got Claude Anderson still alive. We could do this as patriarchs. By the way, women can be an auxiliary. We don't want sisters in our paint. We got to have some stuff for ourselves.
I always said if it's 4 seats at the table, it's 4 men supposed to be up there. It ain't supposed to be 3 men and a woman there. Women have no seat women have no seat at a man's table. And this is what we got right here. We got 5 men in this room. This could be the spark that sets the fire. So whatever you need from me, we can get it going right now.
Right.
I've been talking about this, and we can get this shit going.
You're in Oakland. Have you heard of Project Cypress Mandela?
Yes, I grew up right there. I remember I was there when the freeway happened, when the freeway crashed. If you look at the video I did with Chef C, we did a video right there.
Okay,
they put the Huey P. Manute right there. And the Cypress Project is right down the street from where we was at.
Well, the Cypress Mandela Project, there's also one that teaches people job skills.
Yes.
Okay.
Let me interrupt you guys for a second.
I want to say this because I'll be done. My friend is a director of Cypress Mandela in Oakland. I'm done.
Yes. All right. Yes. Small world. Go ahead.
I think that we need to modify that word men and start just calling guys or people males. See, we have an example in the scriptures about what a man is. You know, I keep saying this, and I read it the other day on another broadcast that even if you don't subscribe to the Bible or the Quran or Judaism, when the Lord blessed the father of the faith, Abraham, he gave explicit instructions on why he blessed him man-wise, not male-wise. He said, should I hide from Abraham that which I want to do for him, seeing that he's going to, number one, give instructions to his household, to his children. We are in the situation right now because we have not given instructions. We've literally not given instructions. Given to the women to rule. when God said, I'm going to bless Abraham because he's going to give instructions to his household, man, and his children. So we need to stop throwing this men tied around so frivolously. We got a lot of males out here, but we ain't got a lot of men out here. Males are not responsible. Men are responsible. Males try to get around being responsible or doing the right thing. God blessed Abraham because he gave instructions first. It said nothing about him protecting and providing. And we have not given instructions. For whatever reason, we're afraid to give instructions. My no's are no's and my yeses are yeses. To the children, to the wife, and anybody under my wingspan. So we got to stop calling these men and call them males.
I got a better man for him, Wolf. You hit the nail on the head because man, this is how we know we all in here because we saying shit that we've been saying. These ain't males, they're lost boys. You know, we gonna call them lost boys because they lost because they don't have a clue what it is. You know what I'm saying? A man is responsible, a man is reliable, and a man is accountable. That's the whole thing. And the greatest thing about a man, a greatest attribute that we men have is that we're nurturers. We can build, we can make whatever it is that we got, we can make it better. If not, we can fix it. And that's the best thing about it. You don't know, dude. I got so many friends right now that don't know how to work with these, that can't work with their hands, that don't have no skills. The only thing they know how to do is count money. But after that, if you give them a wrench or a screwdriver, they don't know what to freaking do with it. You know what I mean? You are 100% correct because I always tell these young dudes, and please don't take this the wrong way, but it's like being in a relationship. How could you expect your woman to know you if you don't teach her you? You know what I mean? How you expect somebody to know you if you don't introduce yourself to them? You know, nobody's going to know you. And if you're going by expectations, you're going to always be lost and you're always going to be searching for fool's gold. What you said right there, Wolf, was 100% correct. You got to teach people. But the cold part about it, the 100% thing, though, a person has to know what he wants and a person has to know what he is. And once you solidify with that, then that's that old school saying, you got one to grow on. And that's where it all falls back to where we got these lost boys out here who don't know who they are. And if you ask them this $1 million question, what do you want? They're going to be like they watching a Jeopardy episode. They don't know. And you are 100% correct. You're 100% correct, Wolf. And I drop my mic on that. You know what I mean?
Let me say this. I want to put this on the record. I want to put this on the record for posterity because we're trying to solve a problem in our community without God. And we can't do that. Watch this. Seeing that Abraham shall surely become a great and mighty nation, and all the nations of the earth shall be blessed in him. For I know that he will command his children and his household after me, and they shall keep the way of the Lord to do justice and judgment, and that the Lord may bring upon Abraham that which he hath spoken. Let me say this again. We cannot keep God out the equation, number one. If you listen to all these platforms, right? Everybody talking. But just because you got a mic, that don't mean you need an audience. A mic shouldn't determine that you need an audience, especially I rarely hear the sisters mention anything about God. That brings you to the conclusion. That brings this
easy on a Wolf.
Oh, I'm going all in. I'm going all in.
Come on, Wolf. You
want
gotta be
change?
cool. You gotta be cool, man. I mean, I heard all gas, no brakes,
Let
but
him go.
at least
Let him
jump.
go.
You in the
Let the boy
freeway. You don't
cook.
got to be in the fast lane, the slow lane, but at least do the speed limit. You know what I'm saying? Because they ain't gonna be able to catch up, if you know what I mean.
I believe with everything in my bones, down to the white blood cells, the red blood cells, down to the atoms, that we get a generation of women who do not like God. They don't. If you don't like God, you don't like man. Because you got to realize this, that man's was God's first creation. And if a man can't tell you nothing, please don't tell me you take your instructions from God. I rarely hear any of these podcasters or even the sisters in the church talk about God, except for him, Jesus taking the wheel after they done made a mistake. Okay? So for us to get back in alignment, we must not be afraid to give instructions to our children, to our households. That's number one. We got to say no and yes. Because again, they resist instructions. You know, I mean, I know we don't talk about this God piece like we should, but man, we're trying to solve an equation and forgetting that we are spiritual beings having a human experience. Okay? But I'm gonna land my plane on that.
Hey, hold on before we go back to the illustrious. Listen, I see what type of energy y'all on tonight, fellas. I see what's going on here. But we got my brother,
It's
the
black men in
Negro.
this motherfucker, and
We
this
got
is
the
a
Negro
hey.
on the
We need to
stage,
mark
my
this on the
brother
calendar,
Negro.
man. February 1st,
You
as it's
understand
Black
me?
History Month.
You
It's
understand?
6 black men in here kicking in the motherfucking door. We ain't knocking on that door. We kicking in this motherfucker. You understand me?
Hey,
Yes, indeed. We
well,
got
hold
straight.
on,
Hey,
Twist.
we
California
got
brother,
killers in this
Hold
room.
on, Twist.
California brother, what's your name? People on my platform want to know what your name is. People are loving all this.
Twist. They like, Twist. They
All
like
right,
that
check
Cali,
this
that West
out.
Coast swag.
Check
Twist.
this out, man. I'm a grown man, so I'm gonna introduce myself as a professional. My name is I may have some people in here that be haters and scammers and nothing like that, but I'm Twizzle, official as a referee's whistle. I'm from Oakland, California, West Oakland, California, born and raised ever since my first days, and I'm a real man. I've been a culinary artist for the past 27 years, and I switched the game up. I'm a real estate investor now, so I've been buying and selling houses, and I've been learning a whole new game, and I learned how small and minuscule we are in the real estate game. As I do my driving for dollars and doing everything, half of California is owned by China. And people, man, it go back to what we said before, but that's me. I'm Twizzle on here, and I'm a real one. A lot of people agree, and a lot of people disagree, but hey, I'm here for the movement. I'm here for the cause, and I don't really have much to say. I'm happy to be here with Dr. Short. I'm happy to be here with my brother Wolf. I'm happy to be here with Chef C, the G, and I'm happy to be in part with this because, as they say, man, it's something I've been calling for. So hey, be careful for what you ask for, so you just might get it. And I got it, and I'm ready for it.
Okay, but we
And
need you. We cut someone off. Forgive me, Chef. I apologize. Someone was
nah,
going to talk.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Yes,
nah,
sir.
man,
Let
we
me
all
let
in
me
this.
get
So
the
I'm about to
1
mop.
second, brother Twist. Let me get my brother, the Negro, the commander is in the building right now, sir. What say you about the conversation, brother Grand Negro, Commander Negro Knight yourself, sir? What say you, sir?
I think it's a much needed conversation, and I really do appreciate just seeing a lot of brothers here kicking it, chilling, and then talking about things from our perspective and our view about how we want to uplift our community, support our community, how we want to change the direction of our women, to make us love on us, so we can actually grow and build a much stronger and powerful nation. So, like, I really do support conversations like that with a lot of great men. So, especially men from our lineage, that matters. It matters when black men come together, Negro men come together, share intellectual ideas, and build empires, build businesses, take over. That's something that we really just need to do. Just take the land. And what I mean by take the land, take everything that was stolen from us. We're gonna just take it over and bring it back home. Because like Dr. Martin Luther King said, we're gonna come get that check, man. We're gonna get that check.
Right.
Real talk.
Hey, pause. We finna start right now to this day. When it come down to Martin Luther King, we finna get rid of that I have a dream shit. We finna start coming with the we coming for our check. Everybody want to bring up Martin Luther King. Okay, since you want to bring him up, we gonna show y'all this. Next time we do our campaign in Washington, we are coming for our check. And that's going to be our motto. And not only that, that's going to be our battle cry.
And
That's where I
sir,
stand.
this is why I say MFM. By the way, I haven't said that the whole show. MFM, everybody. MFM to you, Brother Twizzle. I want that to be a concept. We need our MFM. We need our motherfucking money. That's reparations, that's contracts, that's procurement. We want our share of this
What's
country.
old? This
So
what's
that's right. It's a
old.
debt
This
owed.
what's
You aren't doing
old.
me a damn
Yes.
favor. We need our motherfucking money. And for those who are so religious, if Mahalia Jackson, Saint Mahalia Jackson, can say she wants her motherfucking money, I'm my favorite gospel singer. That's my inspiration. It was a black holy woman who came up with the concept of motherfucking money. And she launched it in church. This is from the black church. It's from the black church experience. So put the word motherfucking money in your mouth, in your mind, in your soul. And if enough of us, because I'll tell you, reparations it sounds like preparation H, reparations, but motherfucking money, that sounds serious, like you're going to get it. So, I'm going to have to do, in a little bit, I got to do Bible study. Yes, I'm religious. And we're reading the book of Ezekiel. And it's incredible. I want to challenge anybody. In particular, I'm going to say this to you because I have to do this. The basis of the black men overrunning the Confederate Army in the South. Most people don't know that all those military units, those guys would pray before they'd go into battle against the white folk, the Confederates. I mean, a lot of people talked about a whole bunch of stupid religious concepts, and I'm sorry. The black men, the sable arm of the Union Army, was a black Christian male endeavor. Okay, the very first unit of black men organized to raise guns to shoot at people for our freedom was initiated by Henry McNeil Turner, a AME black minister who would be on the battlefield. Okay, there's a combination between spirituality and warfare. A lot of our folks have been psyched out by our faggotized preachers like Take Dick's Jakes. I really, I've been doing a lot of genealogy. I actually have popes in my family. I've learned. It's blowing my mind. My mind has been, I, sometimes I can't sleep at night over the stuff that I've learned about who my people have been over time. When I say to y'all, there's a lot of you. It's not just me. How many of you guys realize that some of you are the descendants of King Charlemagne, the black king of almost all of Europe, is some of our grandfathers? He's mine. He's probably yours too. That's mind blowing.
I know about Charlemagne.
Yeah, but Charlemagne has black descendants because Charlemagne was black.
Yes, he comes from the Mediterranean. Everybody around that area have a melanin.
Charlemagne's black. Charlemagne is like my 35th grandfather, if not 40th. Okay, and what did he have? He had the Holy Roman Empire. there's a coalition or there's a correlation between having spiritual principles and having kingdoms and having power and having authority. I meet a lot of black males. The only thing they believe in is their dick. I meet a lot of black women. They say they're spiritual. They only believe in what they're shaking their ass or spreading their legs can get.
Oh no.
We as a people are in the situation that we're in right now because we hate God. When you hate God, you kill babies, you abuse babies, you neglect babies, you break up families. Ungodly, wicked people, you can tell. Drug abuse, suicide, it's all indices of a people who've lost connection to the Creator. A lot of Negroes think they can skate off of their great grandparents' prayers and shit. It's over. The only hope that we have is for us to rediscover our moral ethical core, which is in God. Whether you like Hamas or not, whether you understand, look at how those dudes, no matter how many of them they kill, bomb, they're fighting every day. Our struggle here doesn't even require the same sacrifice, but we're so deviant. We're not able to kick in the door to get our damn check. The fact that we're bankrupt and broke in the richest country in the world, we understand people hate us, but we also hate ourselves. The thing I'm learning that's really rocking my world, people, as I do my own genealogy, do you know it's a lot of black people that were Moors, the descendants of Moors? They were the ones that led the slave trade. People who didn't see other people who were black as brothers and sisters. I'm Dutch, I'm English, I'm Scottish, I'm Irish. If you get into the history now, I'm beginning y'all have no idea how Dr. Winters, all of y'all are ruining my whole comfort zone. That black people who civilized Europe also fought all the damn time and ultimately lost power to these other people. Us being petty, us fighting and not sticking together and actually running after white pussy, which we've been doing for 2,000 years, hasn't empowered us. Although it feels good, the long decline does feel good, but it hasn't empowered us. We need God. All of those black cities and towns, if you really get into them, the core of them were always the spirit, the common shared beliefs and values. Mound Bayou, Mississippi, everywhere you go, you'll always find that there's some concept of shared values, beliefs. I'm going to tell you something. These pork chop feminists don't have any shared values. These fagonists. A fagonist is a feminist simp. I don't know if you've ever dealt with a black man. He's always on the woman's side, no matter what. You could be
I
somewhere, and
can't
a woman.
stand them motherfuckers. You
And
call
then
them henpecs.
you don't. A woman can say he did something, and he's ready to fight you. He doesn't even know who you are, and it's like
Chef C, did that sound like anybody we know?
we got a lot with the fagonist. I've worked out. Right now, I think I'm dealing with 2 fagonists. I ain't dealing with them no more. I don't want. If you're a fagonist, get the hell out of my life.
Oh no.
To me, I'm gonna just tell you, it's in the scriptures. The scriptures say all have sinned and come short of the glory of God. Everybody's got a whole lot of mess to work on, men as well as women. In the black male fagonist culture, they deify women. They demonize all men.
Got him.
They demonize all men, and all women are goddesses. And by the way, it gets a lot of women, they need to understand when you deify a woman and she's screwing you, you think you're a player. No, let me explain it to you. When you deify women and they screw you, you're engaged in pagan Baal worship. That used to be where In the old pagan religions and fertility cults where they worship the vagina, the penis, and so forth, which is basically a continuing religion, Black folks right now are into Baal worship. It's a worship of the dick and the pussy.
Oh no!
I mean, they're not Christian. You may go to church, and the biggest holes are the people in church. What I'm saying to you is that when the woman screws you, when you deify her, that's like a temple prostitute. The old temples that you see when they dig them up in all over the world, the Middle East, they had women who would screw people. You would come in, call them goddess, prophetess, so you bring them something, and they'd screw you. And
Ain't
of
nobody
course,
got time for that.
and you know what they would do? Once she was pregnant, you aborted the baby for people to have better lives. How many professional Black women have murdered children so they could hold on to a good job? That's Baal worship. That's Satan worship. So, in a
Kamala
nutshell,
Harris,
what I'm yeah,
Condoleezza Rice.
it's maybe half of the sisters out there are Satan worshipers. If you're for killing babies for personal advancement, your body, your choice, it's not your damn body when it's a separate baby. This is so strong, the witchcraft in our community, practiced by women and men. This is why we're in the situation that we're in. Black folks need a moral, ethical reformation. And Steve Harvey and all these other people who are pussy worshipers, that's all you see. You'll never see Black men and Black women that stand on their square with any kind of principle anywhere. It's not tolerated. I'm going to tell you, I would tell anybody, being a student at Harvard, and I'm not worshiping fuck Harvard, but I'm going to say this to you. They wanted to deny me my degree. They tried to get me to denounce the Bible and Jesus Christ in order to get my degree.
Oh no!
Literally, this is what you'll learn. Once you begin to try to go up, for all of you folks and all your little stupid religions and cards and yoga and all this stupid shit that you're on, they're never going to ask you to give up yoga or cards or weed or any of that. The only thing that they ask you, the white power people, or even the Boule people, as you move up and you advance, they want you to get rid of the fundamental Christian values that have helped Black people. They want you to denounce that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
In my exit interview for Harvard, I was asked basically to denounce God, Jesus Christ, and the Bible in order to graduate. After I'd done the work, bills paid, everything done, what they really wanted me to do was repudiate God to cross over. I'm telling you, this actually happened to me.
Oh no!
And what I want to let you guys know is, I told a white gentleman what the scriptures say. If I denounce Jesus Christ before man, he'll denounce me before God the Father, which basically means I have to go to hell. I told him, white man, you're not worth going to hell for. Okay? You hate me, you hate my people, you hate my race, you hate my God. Why would I ever agree to do anything that you want? No, I'm not going to do it. The Bible's God's word. I believe in that. You don't like it? To hell with you. And we sat for about 20 minutes as they were waiting for me to think, oh my God, I spent all this time at Harvard. I won't get my degree. These white people, I better denounce God. I better denounce God so I can get through. Like all these rappers and other people that suck GCP dick and other stuff, you are going to be called upon. By the way, they crashed my channel, y'all. My channel crashed.
What happened?
My
Man.
StreamYard went down. Well, because I'm saying something that they don't want people to hear.
No,
But
man, ask you, do you give a fuck though? Because for the simple fact, this is what people need and this is what they can't take. They can't take being talked to like a man by a man. You know what I mean? They can't take the straight talk, nor the aggressive talk, nor people don't want to hear this shit. That's why some people may cringe or they may leave the space, or if this was Twitter, they'll be putting thumbs down. But ask us, do we give a fuck? Because we don't. This is men. We all we got. You know what I mean?
I really don't give a damn. And so hold on, let me see. Is it gonna let me back on? Okay, I'm back.
Yeah.
Let me just say apologize to my
You
audience
ain't
here.
apologizing to nobody. You know what I mean? This is what happened. You ain't made no mistake and you ain't did nothing wrong.
Hey,
You
hey,
know what I
Chef,
mean?
y'all don't realize this. This is why I'm going to start doing it. You want to make the system angry here. You want to be a revolutionary, a rebellious person. Be a Nat Turner Christian. Be a Henry Highland Garnett Christian. The abolitionist movement was a black, patriarchal, militant movement of Christians who were practicing the real shit, not the take Dick's Jake's shit. That's fake. I could tell Take Dick's Jake was, I could tell he's queer the first time I saw him. All this, you can almost imagine cum dripping down his beard. Nah, the hell with that. I want to say to you that I repeat, literally, after spending all the money, all the time, all the research, all the papers, all of that, passing my Portuguese language exam, what they really wanted me to do at Harvard is denounce Jesus Christ, the Bible, and Christianity to finish. And before this system rudely and crudely cut me off, I said to him, as we sat for 20 minutes, they really thought I was going to have second thoughts, that I wanted these white people's degree more than I was willing to stand on my square for the God I'm supposedly believing in. And I looked over to Dr. David Hall, former professor at Harvard, and I says, as a black Southern man, tell that white Northern man, to a white Southern man, tell that white Northern man, I said, go to hell, he can fuck himself. I'm not, I will not denounce God. I will not denounce God for a white man. And you know what? And this is what you black folks need to learn. The white gentleman, the tenured professor, had to tell the white gay dude, sign it. When they realized that absolutely, I told them, I couldn't give a damn if you don't give me this degree. I says, Harvard Divinity School, you atheistical asses, I'm Pentecostal. Nobody respects this school.
Dr. Short, can I ask you a question? Did you want to kick his ass?
So let me just finish. He signed it. Look at all your rappers and everybody else, all your black politicians. They betray what they know is right for advancement. That is what black success is for the people that help oppress you. Go ahead, Brother Twizzle.
In my time, it was called selling out. You know what I'm saying? But hey, I'm just asking you a question. When they try to have you boxed in there, did you just want to just kick their ass? You know what I mean? Because I know you a real one. You OG
well,
real one.
I'm not a kick your ass type person physically. I won. I basically told them go to hell. They couldn't believe it. I mean, all this money, you're talking about $100,000, and you told them to go screw themselves. Of course. Now imagine, sir, I'm learning one, that people in my family started Oxford University. We black folks come from greatness because we come from God. We don't have to kiss anyone's ass. It's a choice to have other people's shit on your lips. And I'm going to tell you this, and I got to go to Bible study. I'm going to say this very plainly. All my life, I've always felt good about who I was. But I feel like I'm alien in a sea of self-hating, despicable niggas who are throwing the game to the other side. We could have been free a long time ago if so many of us were not unbelievers in our inevitable restitution. Most of you don't believe in anything. You don't believe in freedom. You don't believe in justice. And that's why black folks are always in escapism. Comedians, sports, everything. Even now the basketball guys are throwing more balls off court than in court. We worship all the things that steer us away from facing reality, finding like-minded people, and freeing our asses from this nightmare with God's help. So I see all these Negroes in the yoga. I mean, people in the tarot cards, burning sage, Satanism, all that. I mean, even the music, everything is terrible. We've betrayed God. We've betrayed family. We've betrayed 20 million aborted babies. We've betrayed family. We betrayed God. And that is why, trust me, any people who don't have a God or a dominant deity that they subscribe loyalty to, there's certain countries that are Catholic countries. There's certain things you expect from people from Catholic countries. Black people have no consistency anymore because we don't have a God anymore. We once did. And I'm gonna say this: if any nigga comes on here talking about science, which is disgusting. I had a disgusting person on here the other day talking about science. Same scientist said that black folks are apes. Same scientist said that black people are intellectually inferior to whites. Same white scientist said we have no history. Same scientists say that black folks have smaller skulls. Black folks have tails. Black folks don't need as much medication. What science saying that the jabs would help us. Science has done a lot of evil, and it changes by the generation. Science, eugenics is science. Racial hygiene is science. Who's science and why? So please don't come on this thing talking to me about some damn science. How dare you? How dare you compare us talking about the Most High and comparing it to the Catholic Church, which in reality, my friends, when you're into the little Baal worship and all this other kind of stuff, and when you're worshiping queens, well, they have Mariology in Catholicism. You're basically a Catholic that doesn't know it. A whole bunch of you guys are in. That's why the Pope is gathering everybody into one world religion where people worship Baal and the Queen of Heaven, Mary, and so black folk, y'all into Lucifer worship. And I'm gonna tell you, if you've read the Bible, all you Negroes claim to be Hebrews and everything else. Why would people be persecuted? Because they worshipped everything but the Most High. And that's why the Most High let everybody kick him in the ass. When the illegals come here and are treated better than us, isn't it an indication that anyone can come here and be ahead of you? That's spiritual. It does, none of this makes sense. I talk to people all over the world. Nobody can understand this because it is not physical. We're in the situation that we're in right now. We're being judged. We're being judged by the Most High God for becoming wicked. We knew better. I'm not talking about some religious real estate, some fake ass preacher. You know that murdering someone is wrong. You know stealing is wrong. Sure you do. And if you don't know, you're part of the problem. And if you do know and you don't do better, you're part of the problem. If you do know and you don't speak up, you're part of the problem. Our people will have a 360-degree change if we rediscover God. The reason that I can get 4 or 5 or 6 men to work together is, one, I'm not trying to be TD Jakes with them or bother their women or steal their money. Some of the reasons that we can't come together is because we don't follow the commandments. We don't, and that's a black thing. For all you fake ass Pan-Africanist liars out there, on one hand, they'll tell you Jesus is black. Then they'll tell you the Bible's a white man's book. Then they'll tell you the Hebrews. Fuckers, y'all all over the place.
The Hebrews are black. We the black Israelites.
But they don't want to follow any of the rules for the Hebrews or the Israelites. I mean, which is what the Bible talked about: degenerate, faggotized, studitized, paganistic Hebrews who didn't want to acknowledge the God, didn't want to respect or like each other, were enslaving each other, raping each other, molesting each other. If that book is ours, it's telling us, clean this shit up. And you can't clean it up with tarot cards, weeds, deviant sexuality, drinking, trying to be like everybody else. You got to have a conversation with the man upstairs. We've become a godless people. Even the Japanese, the samurais, the kamikazes, before they blow themselves up, they go and see their Shinto gods. These Hamas people are chanting Allahu Akbar. They're calling on their God to help them. Who the hell do we call on when we're outnumbered like the Hamas people are? Who do we ask for intervention when the whole world is giving weapons to Israel to take them out? How do they keep fighting when the best armies in the world with very little to work with? We don't even have the same degree right now of a problem that the Palestinians do. But if we continue in the way that we are, we're going to get treated worse than the Palestinians. It's already moving that way. In fact, whether you like Hamas or not, and I'm not giving a promo for Hamas, but Hamas it started out at least as a religious organization. There's a correlation between religion, belief system, and warfare, and manhood. A godless manhood doesn't exist. A godless people don't exist. We're always going to be like this as long as we're too big for our own damn spiritual britches. And I meet all these people. I'm spiritual. I don't like, and you know what? That same person that's spiritual doesn't have any regard for family, for paternity, for any of that. We used to have that. In fact, the basis of law and society everywhere in the world comes from the sacred. The religious realm makes everything the same way God made everything. So as for you that don't know right from wrong, the reason that we're jammed, the reason that the cops are in our neighborhood, the reason that we don't pool our money or respect each other is because we don't give a damn about the second commandment to love neighbor as self. We're supposed to look out for each other. It's the baseline. And everybody else in the world knows that they can start a business in our community because we won't buy from each other. We won't trade with each other. We won't respect each other. And if you don't respect one another, I don't care what you call yourself, you don't really believe in God. I've got to go to my Bible study, but I want this absolutely clear. Black folks need a moral, ethical revolution. And by the way, I can't wait. The Black church is a ruin. And one of the biggest problems in the church now is female leadership and feminized men. There's something about, I don't know what it is, but there's some stuff on the female side that doesn't like any rules. I don't know what the hell it is, but I see it. And I'm not saying that you can't do stuff, but I'm just going to say this to you. We need a reformation. Negroes need to repent. We've murdered too many of each other. We've robbed and cheated too many of each other. We've abused too many of each other. We've abandoned. Our biggest crime is what we've done to one another. God's mad. And you know what? When people hate one another, it invites other people to hate yourselves, hate us too. We've invited all of this disrespect. This is Dr. Randy Short from the Angry Black Men's Book Club signing off. Please like this. Share this with people that you don't like. My best followers are people who can't stand me. And I love doing this because it pisses off, in particular, all the Luciferians out there that are going to hell, which they are. I can't wait. Support this channel. You know how to do that. I'm at $ Dr. Randy Short. That's the Cash App. My Patreon is Dr. Randy Short. My Zelle and PayPal are wrandyshort@gmail.com. You can too support this. No donation is too small. No donation is too large, but you should help us out. We will be doing more. I want to thank Brother Twizzler, Brother Negro, Brother Quentin, Chef C, and of course, Lone Wolf. We're going to do this again. I also want to let you guys know that we're going to be doing, God willing, Wazi Speak tomorrow, where me and the righteous Black women and we love you, Wazi, you wonderful Black twerking and killing babies. We love you. You are our natural partners. We're going to protect and help with you, and you help us build. I want to thank all the sisters. I want to thank Miss Thompson in Texas last year, who blessed me with such a large gift. I want to thank the sister in California who doesn't want her name said that blesses. There are a whole bunch of sisters that are wazis that help Dr. Short. Dr. Short sometimes gets more help from sisters than he does from brothers because a lot of brothers are all in their feelings like little girls when you tell them the truth. Your penis is an instrument for love, procreation, and stabilization of a people. It isn't a joystick. It's not a fire poker. Your seed is given by God. It doesn't belong up inside of everybody, and it definitely doesn't belong in a man's jaws or in another man's ass. I don't care how good it feels, how long you've done it.
Pause.
Our people need to get off of deviant living. I want to say to you, every empire collapses due to deviance. Our people cannot rise overwhelmed by deviance, perversity, degeneracy, and sin. We can't overcome racism, the tethers, and everything else, and us be completely debauched. It's like a person high on crack trying to fight for the world heavyweight championship. We cannot sustain as a people being as vulgar, degenerate, and pathetic, or we're different strokes for different folks where we basically are relativists. Well, an ass is a pussy's an ass, a mouth is a pussy, right? All of this stuff. There is no gender dysphoria. I don't give a damn if you don't like it. God made man and woman. He didn't make anything else. Everything else is wrong. Period. Get over it. And yes, you should send me a donation. Y'all been funding no good Black celebrities and everybody else. Y'all should
I
make it
got you.
rain on
I
some of
got
us
you,
that are
son.
telling the damn truth. I got to get
What's
out
your
of here. I got
What's
to
your
get out
cash
of here.
app? Do you have a cash app? What's your
Yeah, my
cash app?
Cash App is dollar
Is it on your
sign.
profile?
Oh, yes, it is. Dr. Randy
I
Short.
got you.
Yeah, treat me
Hey,
like
I'm
I'm
from
white. And we have to treat
man.
each
Come
other
on,
like we
man.
white.
Each one teach one. The steel sharpens steel, man. And you giving everybody precious metal up in here, man. You know,
So
you don't have to do what you're doing right now. What you're doing, I appreciate your time because time is valuable. You know, I appreciate you, Dr. Short, and yeah, I'm finna shoot you something right now, and I
thank
hope
you. Y'all
everybody do the same
send
thing. You
something.
know what I mean?
Send something, and we will. I know it's taken a second. I went off doing genealogy, but imagine to find out Napoleon Bonaparte's your cousin. Damn. Not that I like Napoleon.
Napoleon Bonaparte used to be one of my favorites
Well,
until I learned he shot off the face of the Sphinx. Once I
Sphinx.
learned he shot off the face of the Sphinx, once I learned he shot that face off, that's when I was like, "Fuck Napoleon." But he
Yeah,
used to be one of my favorite
Napoleon
men
was
throughout history.
self-hating. He's
Yeah,
self-hating.
you know why? You know why? He hated himself because he was dark skinned. He was born in Corsica, south of France, and they were
That's
like
right.
Sicilians. They were dark skinned. So when he was growing up, they used to call him the black boy, and he hated that shit.
Yeah,
That's why he hated it.
and he got dumped by a black woman. So that's some Clarence Thomas blowback. So I'm done with my genealogical project. I'm going to focus back on some books, but I had to do that. But I want to say to everybody, MFM to you, and please support Chef C. Please subscribe to the Lone Wolf Firearm channel. We've got a brother that can teach you how to protect yourself at a price your pocketbook can swallow, even if your pocketbook looks like TD Jakes. Please listen to Let's Talk to. This brother should have 2,000 followers. He needs more people. Chef C on their necks. I mean, if you have parties, whatever, this brother can do it. We all pull together, Brother Twizzle. I want you to meet my friend at Cypress Mandela. My email is wrandyshort@gmail.com. It's very, very easy to write me, provided it's not something stupid.
This is just the beginning, Dr. Short. I got it.
I would like to see us come together, and I want everybody to pray for each other, man. This is going to be an incredible year. I want to do a shout out to somebody that let me down. In case you guys didn't hear, y'all remember Joe Madison? He just passed.
What?
That's okay.
He
God
had a
bless him.
serious. Didn't he have a serious show?
Yeah,
The Black Eagle.
Yes, I remember him. Yeah. Oh
yeah.
my.
Well, that's okay. We'll have a conversation offline about that. Uh, I knew Joe Madison and helped build Joe Madison's career. A couple of things that he got on. So I just want to say Joe Madison's gone, but you're looking at the face of the person that introduced him to Gary Webb. If you remember all that with the cocaine.
I remember Gary Webb. I know
Yeah,
him.
well,
They killed him.
I got Gary Webb with Joe Madison, all that stuff about cocaine coming into California. I'm the initiator of the protest. It's okay. I gotta toot my own horn sometimes.
Dr. Short, man, you have a good night, man. It was a privilege and an honor to have a sit down with you.
Well, it's an honor to meet you too.
Wait. Before you leave, I want to announce something. I want to break something for your family because in honor of Black History Month.
Yes, Black History Month, everybody.
Yes, and also Negro History Week, because, I am a Negro. One of the things that I want to make you guys aware of is that we have a Raise Our Flag campaign, and I would like our brothers to definitely delineate on Black History Month and also Negro History Week with our heritage flags. We should be posting it out the windows. We should be displaying it on our vehicles and let people know what time it is. Let them know who we are and what we all about. Like DMX, they know who we be.
I heard that. I'm late. I'm on my Saints time. And so, it was wonderful being here.
Dr. Short, you have a good night, man.
Yeah, able to talk to y'all and put in a few cuss words because we love cussing. Well, no, we don't love, but it works. It's the language of the ordinary people. I want to let all of you go. Let me see. How many do I have? I've got 45 people here. And how many? I don't know how many are on this channel here, but I got about 50 people. I got a check out here, but I want everybody to know that this is a new season of the Angry Black Men's Book Club. I want everybody to check out that show we did with Claude Anderson. It's a classic. We will be doing more. Also, Sister Sean's not here. Anybody that wants to hear good radio on Saturday needs to listen to Sankofa Radio and listen to Sister Sean's show. We are going to do more, so get ready. And for all of you, say a prayer for what we're trying to do. I'm waiting for new sound equipment, and I'm hoping between now and middle February, or maybe by the end, that we will be international. God willing, before the end of the month. That's my prayer. I got to let you go, Brother Twizzle. I absolutely hope that we talk again. Thank you for listening to Pat Talk. Thank you, Chef C, for your leadership, for your vision, for everything, man, for just being like the miracle millennial. For we broke down, dried up old Black people. It's nice to see mad younger people. That stuff kind of like makes you want to fight. Damn, let me put this cane down and get back into battle. Okay, you know how to find us. You know how to email us. You know how to support us. Like, subscribe, share. Again, like, subscribe, share, support. Dr. Randy Short at gmail.com is the Zelle and PayPal. Dr. Randy Short is a Cash App. This is my church people. I got to go. White woman to everybody. And y'all know what I mean. MFM, I'm gone. Bye-bye. Bye.
All right, the brothers that are still here, I need platforms. We're going to start with Brother Lone Wolf Firearms. Let them know how they can get a hold of you, Brother Juan J. Johnson, your platform, etc. Let them know who you are, sir, how they can get a hold of you.
They can go to lwftraining.com. That's lwftraining.com. If you want your firearm services, if you need your HQL, which is your handgun qualification license, or your wear and carry, or you just want to instructor to go with you to the range so you can just do some shooting, you won't hurt yourself. You can also go to Lone Wolf Firearms Training on YouTube. There's Along with Firearms training on TikTok. And you can also go to Along with Firearms training on Facebook. That's how you can reach me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's Brother Lone Wolf Firearms, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you go over there and follow that young man right away. Don't hesitate. Do it now. And then I got my brother Q. Come up top, Brother Q. Let them know how they can get a hold of you, your platform. Y'all go ahead and follow Brother Q. Let's talk to Brother Q. You got the floor, Brother Q.
Well, one of the ways they can get in touch with me is my email. It's ltalk5600@gmail.com. You can catch me on Let's Talk 2, YouTube. You can also find me on Facebook, Let's Talk 2. One of the things that I want to try to do is get our people to understand and truly understand that we are the creators of all these great inventions in this land of Turtle Island, and understand that we're into all different things as Native Black Americans, and don't feel that the last 400 years define who you are. So with that, like the brother mentioned, Joe Madison, and Dr. Short is our historian. He's got some history with him. But one of the things that Joe Madison used to say during his show was, "What are you going to do about it?" So I'm going to leave that to the floor. What are you going to do about it?
Brother Q, Let's Talk to. Make sure y'all go over and follow that and check it out. Subscribe. Definitely hit them with a donation or something while you're over there. Support these platforms. East Coast coming through, bringing you content that you need, informative, unapologetic. And then I got my brother Negro. The Negro. Let them know about your initiative and your platform, sir. Are you there?
Hi, everyone. I'm the Negro Black Knights Heritage Club. I'm the creator of a lineage-based organization that's empowering our heritage and our culture. Some of the projects that we will be having coming forth in the summertime is informing our people about human trafficking, about these illegal aliens coming into our community in all different shades and sizes, snatching up our loved ones. We need to know who they are, what their culture are, and why they do these things so we can avoid them as a family during the summertime. So as we're moving about, when things are starting to get a little warm, family, we need to be more vigilant than ever. The other thing you'll be able to find some of my content on LinkedIn. In LinkedIn, I have 20 articles that are written from class assignments on various different subjects about our people, from the criminal justice system to nonprofit. Because I manage a nonprofit and created and co-founded the Negro Black Knights Heritage Club. You can also find us on YouTube and on Twitter. The Negro Black Knights Heritage Club, the main page is the great page where you'll get all the up-to-date activities of what we're doing, what lawsuits are being crafted, and what we're thinking to make sure that we maintain our control for justice for our people. We need to make sure we get what's owed. With that being said, I'll give the floor back to my man Chef, and salute to the brothers that's on the panel, and have a nice night.
No doubt, brother Negro. Shout out to the brother Negro. Definitely go over there and subscribe. Check out some of the initiatives, the movement. That brother's always doing good work, especially with his nonprofit. So go over there and support that brother. I want to definitely get a floor to my brother Twiz, and then I'll close it out because I know Twiz, you got the capital company, so they need to know how they can go ahead and do business with you out there on the West Coast.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. This your player pattern Twizzle. If y'all want to reach me, y'all can find me on Twitter as Twiddle. It's Twizzle WSO. You can find me on Instagram as Twizzle800. I'm gonna give y'all my personal email. My personal email is Antoine ANTWION74 @gmail.com. And other than that, I'm about to fight. I'm on the reason why I'm here is to network, because each one teach one and we all don't know it all. So we need each other so we can spread this web out So whenever it's time when we need each other, we have a vast of people to where we can network with. You know, we ain't gonna be able to do it by ourselves, you know, regardless to whoever have a fight, position, whatever. As long as y'all black first and you with this shit, I'm with y'all, man. You know, I really don't want to get caught up in, as they say, the hashtag wars and all this and that. All I know is I trace my lineage and I go all the way back to 1851, to the time before the Emancipation Proclamation, and even during Civil War, you know. That's how far I go back. So I'm a real Black American, foundational Black American, or whatever you want to call it. So hey, I fuck with my people in here as long as we are all on code, you know. And at the end of the day, it's all about our equality. It's all about our freedom, and not only that, it's all about our pieces of pie. We are black people. We are the original people. We've been on this planet millions of years. We created everything out there. Every way when it was Turtle Island, everything spunked around, and it all comes from black men and black women. We created the Rubenoid, Citroid, and Albinoid, and without us, it's nothing. So I respect everybody. I respect your opinions, your belief, and your hashtag. At the end of the day, just as long as you down for the fight, that's what I'm for. I'm not for the talking. Like my brother Darren always said, I'm a man. When I come across a problem, I'm gonna cry about it. I fix it. I drop my mic there, and good night, everybody. We in this shit. You got
No
me.
doubt. No doubt. Shout out to the brother Twiz. Ladies and gentlemen, again, this is the On Their Next podcast, joining the Angry Black Man's Book Club, Pat Talk number 9. Don't pay attention to that number. But ladies and gentlemen, don't hesitate to support the program. You know, this stuff is research work. So hit me up on Venmo from the soil at from the soil, or that $FTS49, $FTS49. And one more time, like Dr. Umar, $FTS49, ladies and gentlemen, to support the program. Lip service ain't real service. So help us out here, support the program. I want to thank everybody for joining us here tonight for this conversation. Ladies and gentlemen, this was a good one for the fellas. We needed this conversation. A real legitimized conversation here for everyone. And I want you to know something. In a system of white degeneracy, you stand for nothing, you fall for anything. My name is Chef C, and I'm out.